Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to another MapleStory related video. It's Monday Maple Musings, the microwave. And before we get started, I will say I have actually been out of the game for a little bit here, a couple days. There's been a big old storm in the area, and I haven't had power for a little bit. And then I only just recently, literally 30 minutes ago, got internet back. So that's why this video exists today, smiley face. I was doing work with my hotspot fucking via carrier pigeon until now. But I vaguely know what has changed. I know there were some... Okay, I know vague stuff, right? I know the vague announcements at MapleCon, and I know the vague happenings of MapleCon and the misgivings and the mishandlings of MapleCon. But for in-depth stuff, I'm just gonna have to read it, and my first read is gonna be basically my authentic reaction to it, because I don't really know. I haven't been on the internet since I haven't had power or internet, really. But this is the series, this is the series where we hang out, we read the subreddit of the last week. There's just gonna be a lot of MapleCon related stuff, as I already know, because that's the big thing that's happened. So, if you like that kind of stuff, make sure you like or dislike the video. Engagement do be engaging, and of course subscribe, because bigger number, better person, and it makes me feel better about my life decisions. Alright. Let us... Ooh, QoL coming in the winter update. Yes, sir. I'm gonna read this first. Hold on. And then we'll open up these, and we'll see. I'll also open up the personal screenshot thing just for funsies. Anyways, though, here we go. QoL coming in the winter update. Equipment acquisition support. Obtain guaranteed dawn pitched accessories for defeating bosses. Defeating certain bosses guarantees 1 accessory fragment drop. Collect a certain number of fragments to exchange for an accessory. Restore equipment destroyed during Star Force enhancement by hunting. Star cores that drop while hunting can be used to restore destroyed equipment. They restore not just boss accessories and armor, but also dawn and pitched accessories. Restore equipment during Star Force enhancement via boss missions. You'll be able to restore equipment by accumulating boss mission points. So it seems like there's 2 different ways to restore traces, which is fucking sick. I love this. When I first got told this from my friend, I was wondering if it was like both together. Obviously the rates will have to be determined for it to be determined, you know, for how good it really is, but the fact that this exists in any capacity whatsoever as it is just a big fucking W. Even if it's 1 restoration every 6 months or whatever, like that would be horrendous, but it would still be better than what we have, which is 0. Anyways, I hope it'll be better than that. I digress. Equipment. Challenger equipment replacement. Replace equipment without a stat drop, even when the Challenger equipment set effect is deactivated. What does that mean? Replace equipment without a stat drop, even when Challenger equipment set effect is disabled. Instead of a set effect, activate even stronger enhancements in equip slot upon defeating a boss multiple times. Equip your desired equipment in enhanced slot. What the fuck does that mean? Am I having a stroke, or does that make no sense? Replace equipment without a stat drop even when the Challenger equipment set effect is deactivated. Replace equipment without a stat drop. Replace equipment without a stat drop, comma, even when the Challenger equipment set effect is deactivated. Okay, I get it. Jesus Christ. Instead of a set effect, activate even stronger enhancements effects in equipment slots upon defeating a boss multiple times. Bro, I don't know. I'm having a stroke. I don't know what that means. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm assuming it's some, like, different sort of item burning system, but fuck if I know. I'm sure it'll be good. Renting equipment is in the game, though, now. Well, not now, but it will be, I guess. So, it's pretty good. Restoration of Star Force levels of restored equipment. Nice. Okay, so this did get changed. This is why I didn't want to tap stuff. It didn't get super changed, but it is nice to see that the trace breakpoint levels is different. If you boom something currently, it will always go back to 12 stars when you restore the trace, but afterwards, 20 will go to 15, 21 to 22 will go to 17, 23 to 25 will go to 19, 26 to 30 will go to 20. It doesn't really matter that much in the grand scheme of things, but I was hoping that they would eventually bump up the breakpoints just to make it less annoying, or in some cases even better, as like a band-aid fix to star forcing. But it is interesting to see that they did do this. Familiar system improvement. Familiar card max stack expansion in a new bag. God damn, about time. Jesus Christ. Having 100 familiar slots is miserable. Mystic Frontier, your familiars on missions to obtain items. So it's like Monster Collection. Depending on your familiars, Mystic Frontier progress, and how much you combine your deck, you can even obtain high-value items such as pitched accessories. Yeah, I don't fucking believe that, bro. I'll see it when I believe it. I'll believe it when I sees it. Familiars added to character presets. Good. Familiar potential revamp. Remove some of the less popular potentials. That's such a funny way to word it. Added potentials that didn't appear on certain ranks. Improved potential effects descriptions to be more clear. UI revamp. Character growth support. Soul Urta daily quest will now become weekly. Fucking sick. Gain a Sacred Power buff when you first enter the Cernium region. In Heroic Worlds, Absolab Arcane boxes will be tradable with your characters. Okay. Well, I guess my mules are gonna eat. My Nightwalker's Arcane boxes will no longer go directly into the fucking ether. Drop that shit as fast as I pick it up, you know what I'm saying? System conveniences. A boss reward distribution system will be implemented in Heroic Worlds. Good. Changing hyperstat presets will no longer cost Meso. I mean, it's such a small amount, but the fact that it costs Meso in the first place is just annoying, so yeah. Fire. Add events you check often from the event list as favorites. Purchase multiple Monster Park additional entry tickets at once. Good. I fucking hate having to spam it a million times. Change the sale price when relisting unsold auction house items. When invincible, an indication will be shown on the HP bar. Ooh, this is nice. I like that. When using Maple points to clear Maple Tour, you'll be able to clear multiple tours at once. Oh, so you could just instantly blast through all of your clears if you're using the Maple point clears. That's cool. I mean, it saves the Giga Whales some time. You'll be able to use all types of arcane/sacred symbols in your inventory at once. The inventory bag limit will be increased from 5 to 10. The inventory bag limit. Oh, so they mean like, the bags for shit in your inventory. That's cool. I fuck with that. I assume that's what they mean. Because if that's not what they mean, I don't know what they mean. And then max link level will be increased from 2 to 3. Depends on if, like, Explorer links will also get this treatment, but I'm leaning on the side of no, just because they already link together to go to 6. But if they individually go up to 3 and then they go up to 9 total, guess I'll have a couple characters to level. Anyways, Rent a Roar is crazy. That's pretty cool if that's really what that means. Because I know, I skipped over it, I didn't read the special skill ring. You can rent enhanced equipment for a day. I didn't read that part. But if that's what that means, that is pretty cool. Insane how some MFs cannot appreciate how big this update actually is. They made huge improvements to the progression of the game. I mean, I don't know who's looking at this and going, man, there's not enough here. This shit looks insane. Like, this affects players at every end of the spectrum, too. You're talking Giga endgamers, you're talking mid-gamers, you're talking new to endgamers. Like, this shit is just insane. Alright, I'm gonna fucking collapse that comment thread, because that's a big thread. Unironically, the preset change is the most hype thing for me. Bro, how do you see the Star Force Restore thing and go, the presets are the best? Like, are the presets nice? Yes, but how do you look at the Star Force changes and go, actually, I liked old Star Forcing, and I like the old Trace Restoration. Like, what are we doing here? To people dooming about not getting Universal Cash Shop, the Sims GMS QoL updates they haven't promised, haven't mentioned anything outside of it, there's a chance we're still getting it. I mean, I just assumed that was coming in the update since KMS got it. Like, these are all GMS exclusive changes, right? So why would they mention the Universal Cash Shop in GMS exclusive changes, right? I mean, they probably should have said something about it just so people didn't lose their fucking minds over it as is happening now, but I mean, I don't even know if people are losing their minds over it. I just assume so if somebody's bringing it up in a comment here. Like I said, I haven't been on the internet. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Keep being delusional, bro. People are so funny. Bum 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 bum. Anyways, let's go to the next thread. Bummed for wasting my money on this shit show. Flat tickets showed up early, but 2+ hours of waiting by train tracks, merch already sold out. This is my first time going to a con like this, never again, at least not next one. This is fraud, even my badge, all kinds of scratched up. Thinking about calling my credit card company and complaining about how I'm getting defrauded. Maybe if we mass refund, they won't pull this shit again. I paid for early entry and merch. The whole thing feels like unscheduled server maintenance con. Nobody here is happy. Only next time can fuck up this bad for 20 years and still not have their shit together. It's my understanding that MapleCon historically has been pretty well, like, ran for the people who have actually attended, and for some reason this year was just kind of fucked beyond recognition, which is not good, obviously. And this is also the first year where the tickets were, like, incredibly expensive, from what I understand. And I'm kind of glad that I didn't end up going. I was very close to going. I was like, and then at the last minute I was like, nah, I shouldn't, because I have some other stuff I was gonna go to. So I decided not to. And I'm kind of glad that I didn't, because this sounds miserable. Especially, like, the merch fuck-up stuff. I'm sure we'll read a post on what exactly happened in the merch stuff, but basically they were giving away people's merch that shouldn't have been given away to. As someone who runs events and live concerts with a lot of merch, it's pretty insane that they actually know how many people are coming based on ticket sales, has the opportunity to print enough merch to meet the demand, and failed to do so. I think they met the demand, they just gave it away to people who shouldn't have been getting it, and then gave multiple copies of it away, right? Am I mistaken on that? I think they just gave away too much of it to people who didn't deserve it? Because I remember reading a post very briefly when I was in bed on my phone, when it was at 2% before it died, that all you had to do was, like, show your receipt, and they would just give you the merch, and you could just do it over and over again, and just keep farming merch with your one receipt. I don't know. Anyways. They might have just not had enough. Anyways, I don't know. Either way, it's not good. Yeah, this is crazy. I haven't been to an event for Maple since MapleFest 2019. That year, me and my buddy waited in the merch line for almost 2 hours, and the staff came in saying we had to move to the main event hall for the program. They gave everyone numbered tickets to hold our place in line when the show was over, so we go to the merch line after the program ended, only to find out the ticket ordering was not honored at all by the merchants. Basically, we had to line up as normal, wait another hour and a half. By the time we got to the front, everything we wanted was sold out. We were massively disappointed. Well, I guess merch has always been a problem. I don't know. Perhaps my friend had bamboozled me. I don't know. I've never been to a MapleCon MapleFest. I've wanted to go, though, and I will probably be going next year, smile face. God willing. I had expected things to have improved somewhat since 2019, but this feels just as disorganized as 2019. I mean, FFS, what was the point of early badge pickup if you put everyone in the same line? Edit, holy shit, we ordered our merch this morning, and we were told by staff that we'd be texted when the order was ready. They never texted us, so we eventually went to check on the order, and it turns out they don't reserve anything you order. You just show them the confirmation, and the staff goes to grab all the stuff you purchased. Thanks for waiting an hour to pick up your order. That lamp you already paid for. Sorry, it's sold out. Please go wait in the hour-long help desk line to request a refund. That's so stupid. There were no merch limits either. Watching people walk by with 5 Rock Spirit plushies after getting scammed by the numbered tickets fucking suck. They did explicitly say there was a purchase limit, by the way, they just didn't enforce it. That's so fucked up. Did they actually run out at the announcement area? They said if you already ordered, e.g. got confirmation email, they would have all of your merch. Yeah, so this is what I mean. I think on paper, they should have had the merch, but the problem is they would just give it to people over and over if you showed the same receipt. For some reason. Their system was so ass. If you're gonna charge back, you better make sure your ticket isn't tied to your account, because Nexon for sure is banning you. That's unfortunately probably true. I'm not saying don't charge back, but if your tickets are tied to your account, it might be something to think about, unless you don't care about getting banned. Yeah. Yeesh. I hope they do something to make things right here, because this is obviously not good and really bad. MapleCon 2025, expectations, reality. Sure are a lot of VIPs. Maplers who didn't go. Maybe I didn't miss much. That's what I'm saying. I really wanted to go. And I'm glad that I just decided to do other things this year. Will I go next year? Probably. just to experience it one time in my life. Is it smart of me to do so? I mean, only time will tell. We'll see how MapleCon, MapleFest 2026 goes. Apparently the merch got fucked too somehow, yeah. It was bad. Bought and paid for merch at 9:30, told we to get an email to come back later. I came back in after the horrible gacha line, then wait in line to pick up the merch, only to be told the items I bought and paid for are sold out. That's so stupid. Every year is a shit show, y'all still surprised. I mean, there's a level of shit show, and then there's a level of just like, what is this disorganization? I'm just excited for the QoL updates. Hope. Oh, man. It does suck that it was a complete mess, though, essentially. As you can see, there's a lot of posts about it, because, I mean, it's fucked up. And, I mean, there should be a lot of posts about it. Like, something needs to happen to, you know, make things, quote-unquote, right. Not that you can really make them right, considering the convention's over and everything, but, like, you can at least try to make amends to the people who did go and kind of had a horrible experience, essentially. Congratulations to Nexon in making the worst convention possible. Literally, though, I couldn't think of a single thing that could make it worse. I arrived at 8:30 a.m. Security guy said there's one line for Platinum and General people. I even asked him twice, and he said one line. I started lining up. Then just when I got to the entrance, they said, actually, now there's two lines, and General Admission is in a separate line they just created, so you're telling me I arrived early and just wasted my time lining up for nothing? Great. The new GA line was unbelievably slow. They merged those that got their badges early yesterday with those that did not get their badges. So what's the point of going yesterday early to get your badge if you're still going to wait in the same line? Slowdown was entirely at the badge pickup booth. It was so slow. This meant people who got their badges early got punished, the same as those who didn't. They ran out of journals in their swag bag. This was the best freebie item. I heard they lost it. What incompetence. I finally got in after 3 hours of waiting. I rushed to the merch area, but they require you to just use the stupid QR code to buy merch. I tried to use the QR code on my phone, but it didn't work. I asked multiple staff, and they said you can line up in the help desk to place your order manually. I waited 2 hours in line. There were 2 staff manning the help desk. I don't know what the hell they were doing. They took 15 minutes per person. No, I'm not exaggerating. The line was unbelievably slow. It's insane. Well, 15 minutes per person doesn't really make me, like, blink an eye, especially when, like, something as simple as a QR code isn't working for people. So, I mean, this seems normal. I just wanted to point that out. That seems fine. It's just the quantity of people that they have to serve because basic shit doesn't work, and they're assumedly dealing with the same shit, so I don't know. Anyways, no, I'm not exaggerating. Just don't hate on the poor people working the desk. That's all I'm saying. They didn't have anything to do with it. Or maybe they did. I don't know. They didn't. No, I'm not exaggerating. The line was unbelievably slow. It's insane. I eventually got there and they said you can't order there, so multiple people just lied. I wasted 2 hours in line for nothing. That's crazy. That's crazy. I would get mad at the staff. Jesus Christ. In the end, I got no merch at all. Wow. Why couldn't they just sell merch normally? I want this. Here's my credit card. Why do the stupid QR code system? So stupid. I haven't heard people sending the QR code to their friends that were not at the convention. Yeah, I heard people doing that too, but I also heard rumors of, like, the merch shit being leaked before the con was even started, and people were buying and, like, bought shit out entirely before the convention even opened, technically. I don't know. There's a lot to go... There's a lot to process here. For those that did order, they seemed to stand in line while staff called out orders one by one through a loudspeaker. You can't hear. It's absolutely laughable how poorly planned it was. The issue wasn't the lines. I've been to many cons. The long was about right. The issue was how slow the lines were. It was unbelievably slow. Staff took their time doing everything. Admission lines, merch lines, etc. were slow. I'm asking for a refund. They don't give me a refund in the PR talk junk. I'm going to do credit card chargeback. Your Maple account is not linked to your ticket. They simply ask for your IGN. I could use any IGN. I mean, this might be true, but I still wouldn't risk it. Me, personally, I wouldn't risk it. I'm not saying you shouldn't make your own decision, but I know I wouldn't. I would just fucking eat the loss, which is crazy, especially for $145 per ticket. That's so expensive. Literally from $30 to $250. It's fucking crazy. The merch they originally gave us a merch code to put in, so even if people leaked the QR code, it wouldn't work. Classic Nexon, it didn't matter, and all you had to put in was QR1 and you're good. Also, they limited it to 1 per customer, but at checkout you could just increase the limit size from there. That's funny. Boosts were also small except for the Classic Maple, so that's probably why the lines were so slow as well. Classic Nexon always underprepared. Yeah, that sucks. My comment history tells a lot about what happened last year. Sounds like I was right to not come again. Damn, my friend must have lied to me. He said they're usually not bad. Maybe it's not bad compared to this one. But either way. I gotta experience it myself. Next year. Well, rip to whoever had your IGN, they're getting banned. That's so fucked up, man. And then here's a GM ticket saying MapleCon 2025 won't be refunded. From a GM. But we'll see what ends up happening. They've got to do something. There's no way they're just going to let it sit here. And then my personal screenshot collection from beta 2004 to 2005. I'm not going to go over this in like super in-depth because I've already yapped for about 20 minutes and I want to get this video published before 8 p.m. my time, hopefully. But this is really cool. I have an old video on my old ex-girlfriend's YouTube channel of us decorating the Happyville Christmas tree from like 2006, bro. I was like 12. Wait, would I have been? I would have been 11. That's so crazy. Having a MapleStory girlfriend at 11 is crazy. God bless her soul. God bless my soul, too. Cute little birthday cake. The Happyville decorating is so fucking cool. I miss it. It's nothing special, but man, I just miss that fucking childlike wonder. Shit just hits different when you're a child. The cursor had me feeling some type of way. Part of me lives on in that period thanks to Maple. The part of me which was young, stress-free, and just curious about what's next. Yep, this is it, exactly. It's not so much that I necessarily miss the game itself, but I miss what it meant to me in that point in my life, you know what I mean? Anyways, though, I think that'll do it for me. Thank you guys so much for hanging out, and, yeah, sorry about yesterday's no video. I didn't have power, didn't have internet, didn't think I was gonna have power or internet today either, but hey, here we are. Life works in mysterious ways. Like the video if you like it, subscribe. I'll see you guys all in the next one. I'm sorry if you guys went to MapleCon and your con was horrible. That shit sucks. And I hope they do something about it. Because that's not right. It really isn't. Thank you to my YouTube members. It's Diz, Remix My Life. I'm New Food. Love all you guys very, very much. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Bye!